In today's video, I'm going to show you how I have my Music Assistant set up. I have this set up through HomeAssistant. So HomeAssistant serves through their apps or add-ons Music Assistant. And I have it all set up through that. So I'll go over how I do that. And then I also have on my Windows PC an external drive attached to that, which has my entire music library, all the CDs that I rip through EAC, and then I catalog through MusicBrainz Picard. So I'm going to show you how I go through this whole setup with Music Assistant. I'll show you how I have my Music Assistant set up. So this is so I can play my music basically anywhere. So if I can log into a computer or my phone, I can play my music. That's the beauty of Music Assistant. And my entire library is available. It also integrates with SiriusXM and some other music providers as well. So I'm going to show you some of this setup that I have and things that I think are important for this setup process. Let's get started. Okay, so we're going to go over getting this set up in Music Assistant. So we're going to go into Music Assistant. It's going to take a moment to load. Now we're going to go into Settings. And now we're going to go into Music Sources. Now in here, if you didn't have the file system set up, you would hit Add a Music Source, and then you would type in File System. Let's get rid of this keyboard. And then you would hit this, Local Disk, or Remote Share. I have the local disk. And then we have content, music, which is default. You can have audiobooks, podcasts. I'm going to go for music in this one. Then media, and we're going to put the directory where that is. And the rest of this, I pretty much leave that, although I did recently enable this. Now I'm going to hit close here and not save because I already have this set up. So we're going to discard the changes here, and then we're going to look at what I have here. So we can see File System Local Disk. You click on that, and here's a file. It's Media Ripped CDs. Now this is within HomeAssistant. So HomeAssistant has a media folder, and then it has ripped CDs. So I'll show you how that gets set up in a moment. And then you can see my settings here. I just recently enabled this. I'm really not sure I'm going to keep this enabled or not, but a lot of my music doesn't have genres on it, and from this description kind of seems like it might be useful, but we'll see. Maybe it'll do nothing that I'll notice. But now we're going to go into HomeAssistant settings. So actually, let's not jump around too much here. So while we're in here, we're going to go into settings and then player providers. So here's where you can add different players. Now HomeAssistant media players, that's so you can play music on the players that are assigned in HomeAssistant. SendSpin, I think, is kind of a default for Music Assistant, and then Sonos. And then there's a few other things here, but Sonos is really the key for me because I have 2 or 3 Sonos speakers that I use. So the nice thing about that is once you add that, you don't really have to configure it. As long as it's on the same network as your Sonos speakers, it'll pick them right up. If you go into Show Advanced Settings, here's a manual IP you can enter. But as you can see, I don't have that entered or enabled, so you really don't need that. Maybe you will in your setup, so that's why I'm showing you. Now we're going to go over to our settings in HomeAssistant. Looks like I have an update I need to do. Yeah, I should probably do that while I'm recording a video. That'd be a great idea. So now we're going to go into System. Now we're going to go to Storage. And we're going to hit Add Network Storage. this is a name it would be. The server is going to be the IP address of the computer that you set the share up on. You're going to do Samba Windows CIFS, and then I'm going to show you the rest of how mine is set up. And it's going to be as media. So I have the name as ripped CDs because that's the name of the folder. Then media, the IP address, and then Samba Windows CIFS, and then remote share, that's the name of the share you created on your storage server. I think you have to pretty much get this exactly as it's named on the system, and then you put your username and password. Once you click update after you enter all that, you're then going to go over in your Home Assistant into your media. And then if you did this properly, you're going to see My Media, and then Ripped CDs. And then you have all the media that you have. Once you do this, then your Music Assistant should pick that up. If it doesn't pick it up right away, then you can always refresh it or synchronize. So we're going to go to Settings, Music Sources, and then we're going to click the three dots, and now we're going to hit Synchronize Now, and then it should pick that up. So hopefully this will help anybody who's trying to set this up in Home Assistant. So here we have File Explorer open. We're going to right click on the Ripped CDs folder, show more options, and then we're going to give access to, it might be named sharing for others, and then specific people. Now we're going to type in one of our users on our system, so Sonos user, it's already on my system. Now we're going to move this over a little bit so you can see. Now I'm going to hit add, and then we're going to hit share. That's going to take a moment. Now I already have these files, FLAC, MP3, and WAV, and I have them so they cannot be deleted. So I'm going to hit don't change settings because I think that's what that's going to do, is change it. And then I'm just going to hit done here. So this is how you share the folder on your network.